Guys, happy Easter. We are starting to review a couple of new shows as they premiere, and so we picked Worst Cooks in America Celebrity Edition, Season 16, Episode 1.
You won't recognize anyone on.
See, that's what you think. I went and I looked up everyone, and I guarantee you know Jim J. Bullocks. He was on, I know him, he was on a sitcom, but you know him from Spaceballs. He was Prince Valium.
I have seen that.
Remember him? Come back! Ah! Heck! Remember that? She was supposed to marry him?
Oh, okay.
I kind of thought you'd be more like, oh yeah, I do know him. So anyway, it's I've watched this show on and off. This is a very campy show. This is clearly everyone's acting a little bit up for the camera. So it's Jim J. Bullocks, who I said he was a sitcom star in the 80s. He did everything. He was in most shows. Like I said, he was Prince Valium in Spaceballs, which is I know him from. Morgan Fairchild, who's 69. She looks amazing for 69.
Okay. She was a soap opera person? Is that
She was like a dramatic, like she did like soap opera stuff, but not daytime, like nighttime soap opera, like Dynasty Dallas type shows.
Okay.
90210. I know her. She also did a lot of like she was I think Chandler's mom on Friends. Like she did a lot of those kind of roles where she would show up on a ton of stuff. Jonathan Lipnicki, who did Stuart Little, and he kept referencing Show Me the Money. I Had You. What show is that? I've never even seen it, but Jerry Maguire. He's the youngest. Tonya Harding, who, according to her, you know her best from being the first female skater who landed triple axel.
Pretty sure we know her best for giving it to him in the knees.
Yeah, but what's funny about that is she just, I would feel kind of bad for her. John wants to constantly make fun of her, and I'm like, come on, let it go. But she just had that movie where one of the most beautiful people in the world played her. The girl from Suicide Squad who played Harley Quinn. Oh, anyway. John knows nothing. Taryn Ming, who was on Orange is the New Black, who sounds exactly like her character. You never saw Orange is the New Black. Alec Manning, who's a general comic. He's Asian and gay, and he's on every, as he described it, if you ever seen a little Asian gay guy on a sitcom, it was probably him. I don't even think I've seen him in a sitcom.
He really bugs the person next to him.
Taryn.
Yeah.
But I know him from just a general, I don't even know what, like E, Extra, like I just know him from probably like this is the 90s type of shows where they have a bunch of comics. Kim Whitley, who I swear I knew, and then I went and looked up her IMDb, and I was like, maybe I don't know who she is. I swear I know her. She's probably been a guest judge on like RuPaul's Drag Race, or been, like I said, on We Love the 90s. And Jimmie Walker, who was Dynamite. And I guess it's still a road comic. That's brutal. So anyway, the episode is called This Isn't How It Looks in the Picture. They give them a picture. I kind of feel a little bit like, so they're all competing for charities, which kind of cracks me up because I'm like, I'm pretty sure a few of them could use the money themselves. But that's how these celebrity shows go. I wonder, if you don't know this, there are actually laws in place for how contest shows need to work, game shows, which most shows like this fall under. There's actual federal laws because there was a big, game show in the 50s or 60s, and they had a guy go on there and they gave him all the answers ahead of time. Because they thought it would make better TV, and so the Senate or Congress or someone passed laws about how to do it. So I'm not totally sure how much of this is contrived or not. I don't really know. And Burrell, Tyler, Florence. I'm kind of showing this show like you've never seen it. I assume most people who are watching this have seen it more than us. But they give them a picture of their favorite meal. And like Jimmie Walker has like eggs and waffles and bacon. And then Jonathan Lipnicki has like a prime rib. And they're all given an hour to try to cook it. They really didn't explain. It looked like they might have recipes. Because it looked like they were roughly using the right ingredients. But it was like one of those recipes where they were like, make a sauce and use cream and cheese. You know what I mean? Like the kind of thing where it's setting you up to fail. whatever. But like, I'm like, I don't think you can do a prime rib in an hour. I don't know that like on Top Chef they could do a prime
Pressure
rib in an
cooker.
hour. Yeah, maybe like an Instapot, but oh gosh, just the thought of a prime rib from an Instapot kind of makes me feel a little sick. But so anyway, then they all sit around and talk about how terrible it was, which is like, okay, I mean it's entertaining, and they were all pretty funny. They're all, except for Tonya Harding, they're all performers. What?
Yeah, I was saying not all.
Well,
and then you clarified.
Other than Tonya Harding, she's a performer, but she's not I mean, ice skating is a performance, but it's not exactly something that's going to make you laugh. I mean, it's not that kind of thing. Although I have seen some funny ice skaters. But anyway, so the rest of them are cracking jokes. Like you said, Alec was annoying. Taryn probably would annoy me too, but it's also like it's a reality show. They're all grabbing for...
Yeah, I thought it was entertaining.
Yeah, well, no, that's fine. I mean, I'm saying if I was there and I was trying to actually do it. So then they're all given, they watch them do, potatoes and steak and then have them replicate it. But Anne Burrell seems to go out of her way not to explain anything. So she's like, oh, you cut up the shallots. And she's like, did you say scallops? And she's like, no, shallots. And she's like, what's a shallot? And she like lifts something up. And the guy goes, oh, an onion. No, not an onion. It's like, you know what would have helped? Her just be like, oh, it's a shallot. It's a kind of a cross between an onion and garlic. It's shaped like an onion, but it has kind of a garlicky flavor. But maybe they do that off camera, but on camera, I'm a little bit like, I've never been crazy about Anne Burrell, but...
Even less so now.
Well, I don't hate her.
You better be careful. She might get it in the knees.
Oh, jeez. Not that funny of a joke, John.
Oh, but I think it's hilarious, and I'm going to write it all season.
Then they say, this is the other reason why I didn't like Anne Burrell. So then they said you have to season your potatoes with something. First of all, Taryn is insane, because she's like, I'm going to use honey. And it's like, I can tell you right now, of all the things, I would prefer like raw broccoli or I mean, anything. Honey?
Maybe shallots.
Anyway, so they do it, and she like can barely touch. She's my vote. Would have been my vote for going home because she was like scared of the meat and was like. Eh. But anyway, so they all do it. Jim J. Bullocks comes up and he's like, "Oh, so I seasoned my potatoes with cream cheese, horseradish."
Yes.
There was one other thing I think he used.
Sounded good.
Anyway, and I was like, that is a legit recipe. Like, my recipe that I use the Prairie Pioneer Woman, is like 1/2 potatoes, 1/2 butter, 1/2 cream cheese. I know, I get the joke. It's on purpose. And people love it until you tell them what's in it, and they're like, oh my gosh, I can feel my thighs spreading because it's so fattening, but it's really good.
I really like her cinnamon roll recipe.
Okay, anyway, let's not get off. Anyway, and so when he said that, Anne Burrell was like, oh, so did you put the kitchen sink in it? And I was like, okay, she's just mugging for the cameras, because I can tell you for a fact, before she even tasted it, unless he like went crazy with the horseradish or something really weird, that was going to be good. And she's like, I guess they're okay. And I'm like, no, they're not okay. That is a good, solid. I was like, he's sandbagging. Like, he came here to win. He sandbagged his first meal, being like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then he cooked a good meal. Like, I keep your eye on him, because I think he's sandbagging. I think a couple of them are, which is not, this is why I said maybe it's not really a real competition, is because I think they were all playing it up for the camera. That's kind of was my impression. They all picked teams. Jimmie Walker goes home.
Yep.
So there you go. Tell me what you think. Hit us in the comments. If you have another show you recommend, we're trying to find something to do in the non-polygamy season, because Sister Wives and Seeking Sister Wives is coming to an end, and we need to fill up the other 30 weeks of the year.